There's very few players, in hockey especially, that can change a franchise almost instantly. But the very best ones can.
For Connor and guys of his age, guys that are in the draft here, it's the most important year of their life. Their dream is right ahead of them.
To be the #1 pick, to be the best. There's no room for an error. There's no room for a setback.
It's the punch heard round the hockey world.
The biggest story today was outside the National Hockey League. What is the status of his hand after his fight last night?
Draft year, World Series coming up. I mean, it all kind of flashed before your eyes. You're not really too sure what's going to happen.
Everybody's talking first overall pick, and I don't think for a second he thinks into this pressure. He thinks in terms of opportunity to excel, and I expect he will.
Connor knew when he was really little what he wanted to do. And that, frankly, I think is one of his gifts.
Go Connor!
Well, when he was 2.5, we put rollerblades on him in the basement, and he just started skating around and had a hockey stick in his hand. And I kind of looked at that and went, well, that's a little bit different.
Growing up in the GTA, around Toronto, it's, hockey's kind of the main focus for a lot of people, and this house was no different. My dad played growing up, and was out there in the garage, messing around with him, and I guess that would be kind of how I first started. Took such a passion towards hockey, and nothing's changed since. I mean, that's all I want to do.
This is actually a pretty funny story. My dad said that if you could put it through this, then it'll get you an NHL tryout. So I guess he owes us one there. This is just from shooting pucks, and this is actually a good design here because my dad put this up but forgot that balls can go over here and pucks can go over here, and they can't come out. So if you took about balls and pucks are stacked about to this high, so if you ever need any pucks or balls, just take that out, you get a whole bunch. This is kind of the graveyard, I guess you want to call it. This is the one we still use today, but you look at a couple of nets and posts are falling off, and it's we make a pretty good mess of them. So my dad actually used to go on net. We used to put, just use tennis balls and try and deke him out. He was never very good, so it was pretty easy to score, I guess.
I remember he told his mother, I think when he was 6 or 7 years old, that here's all the things that he was going to do. And by the way, he was going to leave home when he was 14, and he was going to get exceptional player status, and then he'd be gone when he was 15 for sure. And then when it actually came time for us to go through that process, when Connor entered his minor midget year, where I said, listen, are you sure this is really what you want to do? And he looked at me and he said to me, Dad, he said, if I don't do this, I don't want to look back in the future and have any regrets and wonder, could I have done that? And I was like, for a kid who was 14 years old, that was a pretty mature answer.
The day I got acceptable status, I was trending on Twitter, and I thought that was the craziest thing ever. And I was just 15 years old, and I was trending on Twitter, which I thought was amazing. People just love hockey, and they want hockey all the time, so they kind of just turned to junior hockey, and I guess I was kind of the fresh new thing in junior hockey, and they kind of just started following me a little bit, and I would say that's kind of where it took off.
So this is my room. Not a whole lot to it, just small, but this is a couple of Erie Otters awards that they hand out every year. I've been with the team for 2 years now. It's my 3rd year. I've been lucky enough to win a couple of those, so it's pretty special. A couple of things I'm most proud of actually are over here. This is my first goal puck. Got that in London. It was pretty special going up against Ole Mata, Scott Harrington, guys like that. It was made for a long night, but I was lucky enough to pot one. This is pretty cool. This is my championship ring from the U18 team in Sochi. It's got some pretty cool stuff on it. Your name on the side, your number. So it's it's a pretty cool ring.
Eke out a chance for McDavid. Spins around, scores. What a beauty! Connor McDavid with a little spin move and slides.
I've
fortunate enough to have him over parts of 3 seasons. Not too often you get or ever get a coach, a player of this talent.
He has the ability to change the game every time he's on the ice, and that's what his strongest attribute. There's not one other player in the world at this level that can do that every time, not 90% of the time, every time.
McDavid trying to get in and out on Peters, gets around him, into his goal on the forehand, tries to stuff it in. Bauman cannot stop it as McDavid scores a beauty.
I don't know of any better that I've been around. At this stage, I'll be sitting with people and he'll do something spectacular. And they get like, wow, did you see that? I said, yeah. We've seen it a number of times.
Connor McDavid, 2-on-1's got Betts with him. Connor McDavid stops lots of time in front. Betts scores.
You can say he's amazing. You can say he's like the best passer or scorer you've ever seen, but anything you say can't describe to what he does.
Connor McDavid. That's why he's a #1 pick in this league, and that's for the highlight reel. You won't have to look far for that one.
It's not just the speed, it's the way he turns, the quickness, the acceleration. For me being here now, seeing him, it was the first time in camp that I got to see him. And I was actually surprised. I think he's probably better than what the hype is about him.
It's a crazy thing to think that he could actually become that player that we've seen, a Sidney Crosby or a Stamkos or a Gretzky or a Lemieux. They're so rare, but he allows you to believe.
All alone off to the side of the net.
He's doing everything that he has to get to the next level, and it's very important that you're working out off the ice as well as working hard on the ice. There's no games off, and there's no days off.
Just do 3 each side, okay? Use it more of a warm-up. You're probably going to go heavier. Than this.
Gary's the best in the business for sure, and been fortunate enough to work out here now for 3 summers. It's all about just maintaining your strength and everything like that. I mean, it's not about killing yourself in the gym, during the year. Those kind of workouts are what makes you feel even better, later in the year.
Just go up there and hang. Just go up there and do like 2 reps. Warm up your lats. I think he's, taking on the challenge, recognizing what's ahead for him and the challenges of being strong enough to play at the next level. It's been a real treat for me, next player, to have an opportunity to watch Connor develop and watch him mature. And he's definitely in for a great year, I'm sure, and look forward to watching his progress. Sometimes on Fridays when we're allowed to have a little fun, we let them go in front of the mirror and do arm curls, but it doesn't help their stick handling very much anymore. If you want to be an elite player for a long time, you need to do a lot more than just play hockey. And the players that do that at a younger age have great success.
You don't want to just be there. You want to be the best player there, and especially with the draft year this year. And it's not going to be very hard to find the motivation, that's for sure.
Watch. Gary, Pennsylvania is a place you drive by on the way to Cleveland. It's the most ordinary possible environment for an elite athlete to spring from.
We're kind of out on our own. There's a lot of misconceptions about Erie, so you kind of get left alone. And I think that's a great thing for high-end guys. Because if you're in other media markets, the camera's in your face every day. But here you get to just play hockey. And guys like that.
What do you think we'll be doing at practice today?
It should be just an easy one. Play tomorrow, right? So.
Really? Power play?
Yeah, and that 2-puck drill.
Oh, I love that drill.
The D and the blue line are 0 for 2, though.
Are we?
Hell yeah. We're such a young team. We have, 11 rookies. It is important as an older guy to be able to guide the rookies, kind of in the right direction and show them the ropes. To be the captain of an OHL team and the Erie Otters is something that you kind of dream about, and it's pretty special for it to come true.
he has to deal with so many things. I mean, he goes to school too. He goes to high school just with us like a regular kid. And, you know, I don't think people realize at the high school that how special of a player he actually is and who this guy really is. I mean, this guy has the most talent I've ever seen anyone on the ice in my entire life.
I think he's really focused this year, and he'll even have a better year. He's been great his first two, but I think he's even got another level. Every shift in practice, every shift on the ice, he's given his all. I think he's just really looking forward to finally being in this draft here and show everything he's got.
I always talk about the guy that's sitting on the couch and watches the 100-meter dash in the Olympics. Says, I wish I was him, as he reaches for a beer and another bag of potato chips. He doesn't have that commitment. The secret is not a will to win. The secret is a will to prepare to win. He has phenomenal preparation.
I want to play as good a hockey as I can possibly, get out of myself, and just want to have a lot of fun and work hard and have a good year with the team and do everything that you want to do as an OHL player, and that'll be win an OHL championship and go as far as you possibly can with the guys.
He's enjoying leading this crew. He takes great pride in it. Like inside, he hasn't told me, but I'll bet you money he thinks about it. He wants to be the best captain we've ever had.
He wants to win a Memorial Cup. I think he wants to win a gold medal for Canada. He pushes himself personally, but he's also very team-oriented. So those are, I know, his top two goals are to try to win for his team. And he wants to be the first overall pick in the draft.
For Connor and guys of his age, guys that are in the draft here, it's for them at this moment in their career, their hockey lives, their dream is right ahead of them. At this stage in their lives, to them, it's the most important year of their life.
There's very few players in hockey especially that can change a franchise almost instantly, but the very best ones can. I think every loss, if you're a bad NHL team, is a good thing. You've got businesses that are worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars thinking that it's worth throwing away a season because it will give you a better chance to draft Connor McDavid.
People have already custom-made McDavid Buffalo jerseys. I think that's absolutely insane. I mean, the odds of me actually going to Buffalo are, I guess they're maybe a little bit better than some teams, but, they're still not very good. So for someone to go out and, purchase a McDavid Buffalo jersey, I think is flattering, but, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
What are they doing next?
Box passing drill. You'll see. Get in line, brother. Come on. Good for you, right?
Hell yeah.
My family had never been a billet family at all in the past, and I've got a mutual friend of Sherry Bassin, the Otters owner. He happened to mention to me there's a good chance that the Otters might be drafting this really outstanding young player, and they're kind of looking for a hockey family and a hockey guy that might be interested in billeting. I went to my wife's work and said, there's this chance now that they might be asking us to help house this young hockey player. My wife and I had a long conversation, and we talked to the kids, and we thought it'd be a nice thing to try.
How'd the tournament go this weekend, buddy? Yeah, how would you guys come? Where'd you guys finish? Did you guys come second, I heard? Yeah?
I think that when he has an opportunity to go on the ice with my son's team and the team that I coach, he likes to do it. He has not lost the fun side of hockey.
It's honestly, it's so nice just to get away and just be out there with the kids and they're goofing off and you're having a lot of fun. Just takes you back to when you were that age and you're on the ice and you're looking up to some guys.
My son, Nico, really looks up to Connor. He knows, he understands how special it is to have somebody like that living here. But in the same sense, he's not in awe of him or anything. He's just used to him. I think that they both are a lot alike. They're both quiet. They both don't say much. So they can sit together and not say anything for 5 minutes, but then watch TV or skate or do something or hockey, and everything's great. Connor fits in sort of perfectly with us. It's what I'd hoped that would have happened.
I'm pretty lucky to have a billet family like the Cataldis. It's a beautiful home. It's you know, great people, and the food is very good. So I'm pretty lucky.
4 points one night, 6 the next. The numbers are historic at the pace he's at. To be the #1 pick, to be the best. There's no room for an error. There's no room for a setback. There's no room for a bad week or a bad month.
Sure, you can get numbers and you can put up points, but do you really play a good game? You know, that's kind of how I always look at it. I've had games where you play terrible and you walk away with 3 or 4 points. Hockey's a weird game like that. It's not all about numbers, and it's about how you play a game.
You forget that there's a kid in there who just learned how to drive last year, who's still trying to finish high school. The pressure he's under, and he's doing stuff that you're not supposed to be able to do.
Looks like we are all set. McDavid starting here with DeBrincat and Betts.
Well, I'm sitting watching the game, and I got there late, actually. And it was a Veterans Day game, so we were honoring the veterans.
Connor McDavid stops at the circle, tripped up, drop it off. Here's DeBrincat.
Got off to a pretty good lead. Of course, Connor's so dominant on the ice.
Goal, McDavid scores!
We're up 4-0. Not a whole lot going on. I was actually in the room before, in the first period, talking about what a relaxed period that was, because no penalties, no hitting, no nothing. Nothing was really going on. Basically out of nowhere, this guy just kind of took a good run at me and stuff like that, and I guess we just were face to face, and next thing you know, his gloves are off, and he starts throwing, and I have nothing left to do other than defend myself, really.
Coming up, McDavid hammers over the top of the couple rights, knocked off the net. McDavid.
I don't want to be another guy to drop on all fours and turtle. I mean, so I'd rather fight your way out of it, I guess.
He does it all.
Breaking my hand was the first thing on my mind, after the fight was over. I looked at my hand and couldn't really find my knuckle or anything like that, and kind of just had a feeling that something was wrong.
When I saw him leave, when it all got broken up and I saw him skating over the penalty box, and I saw him grab his hand, and I was, my first thoughts were not good,
Draft here and World Juniors coming up. I mean, it all kind of flashes before your eyes, and you're not really too sure what's going to happen. And at that point, it's all just a fear for the year, and then all that stuff you're going to miss.
Andrew Kapnewski.
Connor McDavid, the most hyped prospect on ice to come along since Sidney Crosby, has suffered an apparent hand injury in a game against Mississauga. He is slated to visit a hand specialist this morning in Toronto to determine the severity, but you really have to wonder how this could not only impact his status for the World Juniors, but his draft stock as well.
I was just kind of in the hospital and looking at my phone, and my phone was blowing up, my Twitter was blowing up, and everything was going crazy, and it kind of just took off.
I said to him, Connor, whether you know it or not, you're approaching this point in time in your life where, most things that you do, will become news.
It's the punch heard round the hockey world when the best junior hockey player on the planet, Erie's Connor McDavid, missed with a right and connected instead with the boards on Tuesday night.
The biggest story today was outside the National Hockey League. What is the status of his hand after his fight last night?
We got more on the Connor McDavid injury and just how serious it was. He saw a hand specialist in Toronto today, and we know he's going to be out 5 to 6 weeks.
So heartbreaking for that young boy, with all his dreams, and he has an opportunity, if he played all the games, to set some kind of a record. He's thinking about Team Canada. That's a dream of his. That could be shattered. I mean, think of all the things that are going through his head. But it's very difficult emotionally. And with this guy, I don't even want to think about it.
When one of your children is hurt, you know, the parent thing takes over. So as much as I was very concerned about him being injured and not being able to play for the Otters, and then, you know, certainly the World Junior Tournament, my bigger concern was for him, and to make sure that we, you know, give him as much comfort as we can, and make sure that he knows that we're all here, and that that's going to be fine.
No injury and stuff like that, it kind of puts you back pretty good, and so, you know, I really don't know what to expect, and I guess we'll kind of just see what happens now.
To be stopped in your tracks when you are playing hockey as well as has ever been played at the CHL level. Literally, that's the kind of performance he's in the middle of. It's historic. He's lost his chance to maybe break records that have been standing for a long time. Now the challenge becomes, you know, can you get ready for the World Juniors? And if you are ready for the World Juniors, you're going to get dropped into a fishbowl like that tournament has never seen before. Coming off a 4 to 6 week layoff, you're going to be asked to, you know, lead Canada to a gold medal. Go ahead. Good luck. I mean, I'm not putting it past him. I think he's the kind of athlete that can pull that off, but it's not easy.
The whole country's hopeful to be ready for Team Canada. And it's not about the Erie Otters anymore. Nothing. Not about the Erie Otters. It's about this young boy getting healthy so he can realize all his dreams. That's what it's about.